Most gamers are wasting their best skill. And no, it's not because games are useless. It's the actual opposite. Games taught you to solve problems, to read systems, to not quit if something is breaking or difficult. And most gamers take all of that and use to level up their character instead of building their own life. I know, because I was that kid. Alone in my room, no internet, pulling games apart just to see how they worked. Years later, that exact habit became the thing that pays my bills. So let me show you the skill you already have and why you've never been paid for it. Stick with me. There are 5 of them, and the 5th one is the one almost nobody uses. So there's a huge lie. A gamer is purely lazy. It's wasting time. But that's actually half true. The other half part of this problem is the real point. There are 2 kinds of gamers. The first kind is the consumer. That's the guy that just wants the dopamine. The skins, the rage, brain rotting, 8 hours of the day gone, not building anything while gaming. And be honest about this. This guy is fucking waste time. He's wasting his fucking life away. And there's a second type of gamer. And this is the one I identify most with because this is the guy who mods, builds, hosts servers, edit clips, runs discords, troubleshoots, record gameplay to YouTube. This is the guy building real skills, and most of the time he doesn't even know this because he's having fun while doing it. And this whole video is for the second type, or for those guys which are brain rotting their life away and want to switch and actually do something useful while gaming. So pay attention to this. Playing games is not making you useless, but wasting the skills gaming is giving you, that's the waste. And the wild part is, the job market is literally begging for the gaming skills you might have, and I'll show you the numbers. Alright, before I go further, let me be honest with you, okay? I'm not a guru, I'm not rich. Right now, working with gaming, I make between $1,500 to $2,500 a month. And I do it while working for about 5 hours a day, sometimes even less. I play Minecraft, doing work on the computer, and I just decided to ditch the normal life and travel while doing it. In a couple months I'll be going through Albania, Bulgaria, Georgia, Thailand, Vietnam, and I'm not rich, but I'm actually free. And the thing that bought me that freedom was a weird skill I've built as a lonely kid who played games to not be alone. So when I tell you this works, I'm not guessing, I'm living it right now. So let me explain a little bit of my story. When I was a kid, my parents split when I was, I think, 2 years old. My mom had to work like crazy to make things work. We were very, very poor here in Brazil. I think that my mom made less than $200 to $300 a month when I was 6 years old. And I had to actually go to the school alone as a kid at 6 years old, taking the bus across the town. Here in Brazil, you study by morning or the afternoon. So I had to wake up every day early, grab the bus alone, and by midday, I was already home and I had to spend the entire afternoon alone. Computers and games were pretty much the way that my parents knew I was safe and out on the street, playing with wrong people, learning wrong things. And back in the day, I had no internet, but I still found ways to mess with the games and learn with them. I remember that when I was about 10, I used to play Counter-Strike Source, and I've noticed that Half-Life files were built inside the game. because they were bundled together. And over the years, like between my 9s and 11 years old, I learned how to switch the guns from Half-Life inside Counter-Strike. Change the games, change the sounds, everything as a kid with no internet. And that's the point. Nobody had to teach me. So I always find ways to mess with the games and learn new things with them. The game was fun, but breaking the game was way more fun for me. And back in the day, I didn't knew. I wasn't just playing, I was actually training the exact skill that today's pays my bills. And that skill has a boring adult name. And businesses pay real money for it. Let me show you how that is true. And this is the part that should wake you up. Real numbers. This is not my opinion. There's a research from Pew that asked teen gamers what games actually did for them. 56% of those gamers improved their problem solving. And almost half said that it actually helped them to work with other people. So even kids feel it. The problem is that they never turn this into anything useful. And I actually know about this because I worked in a school called Synthesis, which was created and derived from SpaceX, where they basically teach kids in gaming how to work together. So if SpaceX created a school to teach the kids from their employees to do this, and after that they expanded globally, you should probably look into it, because you probably are a gamer. And now, let's check from the employer side. The World Economic Forum Future of Jobs 2025 said that the number one skill that employers actually want is analytical thinking. 7 out of 10 companies call it essential. And right behind it there's resilience, flexibility, adapting fast, and technological literacy. Now let me ask you something. If you go outside your room right now, where you live, and find plumbers, mechanicals, people who sell services locally in your region, do you think that those people, which are pretty much older than you, know how to do the things that you are, as a gamer, developed to do? Probably not, so there's money right there. So take a look. Problem solving, adapting, being comfortable with technology, not quitting when something goes wrong. Are you familiar with that? Of course you are, you're a gamer. And here's the line. The job market is begging for those exact skills that gamers are practicing every single night. The problem is, gamers are so used to wasting their life away that they never actually learned to put a price on their skills. And here's the best part. The people who will pay you are way worse at the internet than you are. So here's the thing. You don't need to be a Google engineer or a bachelor in something. You need to be better at the internet than a 30, 40, 55-year-old gym owner. And you probably are. A normal adult will see a broken plugin, a config file, an error message, and panic. They give up. And a gamer who pretty much grew up modding or messing with computers, you try, you Google, you GPT, and that's the whole job, problem solving. You also already get the internet itself. You already know how YouTube works, how Discord, you know what's thumbnail, what works on social media, why people are clicking, why they are staying. Most business owners don't. And I know that those things might seem obvious for you because you grew with them. You grew. They didn't. Most people got the early beginnings of computers. Their phones had no screens, only numbers. Smartphones and internet didn't exist when they were growing up. And although they got this revolution later on, they are not as naturalized with those things as probably you are. And that's something that you should keep in mind. There's a market proof. Upwork, if you doesn't know, it's, by the way, probably the biggest freelancing and service in hiring platform outside there, reported that in 2026, people were actually spending money in AI video editing. This grew up by 329% in a year. Do you know how much money people are making by using AI to edit videos? Every single dumbass which knows how to use a smartphone and has a pretty bad laptop can do that. Skills that touch on AI grew up by over 109%. It literally doubled. And the boring ones still sell very hard. Graphic design, virtual assistant, social media. And you know why? Because people are lazy. They don't want to do boring graphic design or virtual assistants or social media. In the same way that you probably are lazy about going to your 9 to 5. So why don't you get the boring things that are nice for you and easy for you that other people don't care about? And why you don't charge them money for that? It's never been easier to make $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 in the internet. And I'm giving you very, very conservative numbers here. The businesses don't need you to be a genius. They need you to be useful. They don't care how you solve the problem. So what do you actually sell? Let me give you the map. This is the part of the video that you actually have to screenshot in your freaking mind. Imagine the gaming habit you already have on the left and the service you can sell on the right. Modding Minecraft, Skyrim, GTA, setting up a server, editing videos, tech supporting your dumb friend on Discord because his computer is blue screening, building, redstone, Roblox scripting, or the fun way you discovered to make money on Donut SMP. You are thinking outside the box. Even if you play competitive games, you are reviewing your own gameplays, you probably know how to coach, or how to do reviews, or do some clip editing, installing mods and fixing your own PC, websites that allow you to code without having a coding background, automation, basic IT, because if you already have a computer, you pretty much know how to use a computer or change the parts or fix your laptop. You already learned the freaking internet. But you know why you never made money from it? Because you never tried to send anybody an invoice for it. And here's the truth. You will not land every invoice you send. Even I, that have over 1,000 customers, fail at most invoices I send. Start by sending 20. If you grab 1 or 2 customers, you are already in the average and you're gonna make money. Selling is pure mathematic. 10%, 20% if you're starting on. If you get really good at sales later on, you can increase that. So pick one fucking skill. Don't try to be a bundle of skills because you don't need all of it. You need one offer, one thing. You have to get good at solving one problem from someone and get really good at it and get paid for it. But there's a reason most gamers will still fail. And I have to be very honest with you. Gamers have a superpower and a weakness. The superpower is that you will solve insane problems. When there's a lot at the end, you will grind a boss 200 times. You will fail, and you try again. But change the reward. Make the payoff money. That's 6 months away. And most gamers will quit. And that's the whole thing. That's the trap. A game gives you a reward every few minutes. A real skill pays you in 3 to 6 months. So that 5090 you desire for your computer, it's 6 months away. For you to buy it in cash and still having more money, you can win. Almost nobody wins. That's not a skill problem. It's just your patience. Your car, your 5090, your brand new MacBook, your travel, your digital nomad life. It's 6 months away of grind like you've been doing in games for years, 8 hours a day. So here's the answer to where we have started. This skill you've been wasting is in gaming. Is everything that gaming built on you. Solving problems, reading systems, staying calm when shit happens. And the only thing between you and the money is patience. One quick warning. Don't try to be a streamer. And I mean it. It's the hardest, most crowded, most luck-based path there is. Sell a service instead. Solve a problem for someone who already has money. That's the boring path. And that's the one that actually works. And there's a guarantee that if you grind, you will receive for it. And I'm not telling that this can happen in a week. But if you already have these instincts and you work for 6 to 12 months, you can build a skill that starts buying you freedom. That's not a promise, that's a challenge. And I'll be straight with you. Most of you guys that are watching this won't do anything about it. You will watch this, maybe nod, and then open a game and forget about it. And that's fine. Not everybody wants to get out from boredom and a lazy fucking life, but a few of you are different. And you're the one who mods, who builds, who fixes things nobody asked you to do. If that's you, you already have the hard part. You just have to point all of those skills into something real. And you can grind 10 years for pixels. Or you can grind 12 months for your fucking freedom. One gives you a freaking rank in a game that in 100 years will not exist. The other gives you an unforgettable life. Freedom, money, the ability of build your own family. Travel, pay your fucking bills and get out from your mom's and dad's house. Don't be most people. And if you want to get deeper, there's a Discord down in the description. It's free. It's just people building the exact same exit, sharing what's working. And if this is you, do the one thing for me in the comments. Tell me one skill your gaming gave you. One skill that you've never been paid for. Just one. I will actually read them. And that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.